For centuries, the Maya civilization had seemed unshakable. Their cities rose like stone mountains from the jungles, their calendars stretched across the ages, and their kings ruled as living gods. And then, almost without warning, it all began to unravel. This is the great mystery of the Maya. How could such a powerful civilization collapse so suddenly? By the 8th and 9th centuries CE, the great Maya cities of the southern lowlands, Tikal, Copan, Calakmul, and many others, were reaching their peak populations. These cities had become crowded and hungry. Their surrounding farmland worked to exhaustion. The same jungles that had been cleared to feed the people now began to creep back as fields failed and harvests shrank. Evidence from ancient lake sediments and tree rings shows that during this time, the region suffered a series of prolonged droughts, some lasting decades. Without enough rain, the reservoirs dried, crops withered, and famine spread. The lifeblood of the cities began to run thin. But drought alone was not the only reason. The Maya world was built on fragile alliances between rival city-states, and when resources became scarce, rivalry turned to war. Archaeologists have found increasing evidence of fortified walls, mass graves, and burned palaces from this era. Cities that had once competed through ritual and diplomacy now fought to the death. The kings, once seen as divine, were now seen as failures. When they could not stop famine, war, and disease, the people lost faith in their sacred authority. The elaborate ceremonies, blood offerings, and monumental building projects that had bound the people together began to crumble. Temples were abandoned mid-construction. Writing stopped appearing on stelae. The royal courts fell silent. In Copan, one of the most powerful cities of the Classic period, the last known dated monument is from the year 822 CE. After that, there are no more records. The kings are gone. The scribes have vanished. The city, once a jewel of the jungle, lies empty. One by one, the cities of the southern lowlands followed. By 900 CE, the heart of the Maya world had gone silent. The collapse was not instant. It was a slow-motion disaster unfolding over decades, even centuries. But in historical terms, it was sudden and shocking. A civilization that had flourished for more than 600 years simply disintegrated, leaving behind only the skeletons of their cities buried in vines. Yet the Maya people themselves did not vanish. This is a crucial truth often misunderstood. Millions of Maya survived the collapse. They left the great ceremonial centers and returned to small villages, living simpler lives closer to the land. In the northern Yucatan, new city-states like Chichen Itza and Mayapan rose to power centuries later, proving the resilience of Maya culture even after political collapse. So what caused it all? Historians now see the Maya collapse as the result of multiple converging disasters: environmental overuse and deforestation, prolonged megadroughts, overpopulation and food shortages, endless warfare between rival cities, the loss of trust in divine kingship. It was not a single catastrophe, but a chain reaction, a civilization too complex and too rigid to adapt when its foundations began to crack. And so the Golden Age ended. The jungle reclaimed the temples. Trees split the stones. Roots crushed the palaces where kings once ruled. Monkeys swung where astronomers once tracked the stars. For nearly 1,000 years, the world forgot the Maya. When Europeans arrived in the 1500s, they found only scattered villages and could not imagine the greatness that had once stood there. The sudden collapse of the Maya remains one of history's greatest enigmas. It was not the end of a people, but the end of their world. And perhaps hidden under the vines, the ruins still whisper a warning. Even the mightiest civilizations can fall.